Sometimes we'll be working with people and their first outbound campaigns don't work as well as we thought they would have. And so this is a framework that I start to think about when we're launching outbound campaigns for people and the first one doesn't really work. And so oftentimes I would say there, just like there's generally accepted accounting principles, I like to say that there's generally accepted outbound principles. And so I think generally we all agree that copywriting should look like subject line is something a colleague or a customer would have sent them in the subject line. We keep it lowercase, those kind of things. First line, some kind of relevant reason of why we're reaching out. You could generate this with AI. The list can become your message, bunch of different ways you can get there. Line two is you can poke the bear. You can connect that relevant thing with what you do. You can show your value prop, different things in that line. Line three, you could share a case study of how you helped somebody in the past. Line four, some kind of CTA. And then maybe you have a PS line in there as well too. And so when that doesn't work, one of the first things that we then start thinking about, besides how can we change things about the list and how can we maybe target better people on the copywriting side, I start to think about what I've kind of stolen from Alex Hormozy as chunking up and chunking down. He doesn't talk about it in the outbound context, but I kind of liked the framing of it. And so I would say the messaging that I just talked about is just straight down the middle messaging, right? And so when I say chunking up, I'm then saying, hey, maybe people just don't care about how you get the outcome achieved, but they really care about the outcome. So we're going to chunk up into the outcome and we're not going to talk about how you do it at all. Or then we're chunking down. And a lot of times in your product or in your service, in order to get that outcome, there's 5 or 6 different things that you do. And then maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them are way different than what other people are doing. And you have an opinion on the market of how to get that done. And that's the thing that people are going to find interesting in your messaging, right? So let's take, we were working with a staffing and recruiting company in the home services space, and we tried straight down the middle messaging, which I kind of knew wasn't going to work. They wanted to try it just because I just know that staffing and recruiting is tough. And basically nobody responded. And so then what we did was we chunked up. And so basically in home services, staffing and recruiting techs, especially in home services, is so mathematically driven. And it's different than in a SaaS company because when you help somebody add a customer support person or you help them add a salesperson, some people have their math down, but they probably don't have the math down as much as they should. In an HVAC company, they know that there's deals that they're not taking and they are losing capacity because a truck isn't filled or they want to buy another truck and fill that truck with a person and all these other things. They know that math. And so what we did is we just chunked up and we said, hey, we're helping other HVAC companies make an extra 50 to, I think it was $85,000 a month or something like that, with a process that we've already deployed for this company, this company, this company, and this company. And here were their results. When we followed up, we would literally tell the story of how we helped other companies as well. But we didn't talk about staffing and recruiting, and we didn't say it was with, helping them attract and, get new talent. We only were talking about the outcome. And then that far worked better than talking about staffing and recruiting. So when I say chunking up, it's talking only about the outcome. Don't worry about the mechanism of how you're going to be able to help them achieve that. Same thing. In my last video, I was talking about SEO agencies and how we're not really great for them. There's this dude, Aaron, who can crush it. Go talk to him. Serpire, I think. And so for SEO agencies, I would never mention SEO. I would literally just talk about consulting for customer growth. That's it. Don't talk about SEO because people don't want to hear about SEO. And so chunking up, talking about how you like the outcome of your services and not the mechanism. Chunking down, we get super particular about the mechanism. Now, I'm going to use Growth Engine X as an example because I don't know very many other, the fundamentals. But what you want to do is, at Growth Engine X, I literally, when I build our SOPs, I think there's like 45 things that we're constantly doing for customers, all repeatedly at the same time. I know that there are some things that are sexier than others for people. So if I talk, if you're an outbound agency watching this, if you cold email people to say that you could help them audit their cold email deliverability, it doesn't work that well. Maybe the market has changed a little bit and people are opening up to, they know what they don't know. But when I tried it a year ago, basically nobody cared. But so if then I were to say, hey, the way that we're different than everybody else is we can launch a free campaign before you even start working with us. Would you want to launch a free campaign? That's more of a lead magnet than it is chunking down. I'm going to call myself out there. I don't edit my videos, so this is just going to have to stay in there. But so one thing that we do is we do not change our pricing based on how much volume people send within reason. And I'm kind of outing myself here, but within reason, we don't change our pricing too much. And we call that a little bit of a gentleman's agreement when we're working with our customers. And so I could say, hey, when you're working with other agencies, they say you can only reach out to 4,000 people a month. With us, doesn't matter. We could let it rip for you. Would you want to talk? Another thing is I could talk about how, hey, other agencies, they claim to be amazing at all these things. We're really a B2B data company, and we have access to all these other tools. And when you work with us, you get access to all those tools as well too. All of these things are not actually even emails that I would send. So I'm trying to flounder a little bit here for I'm so sorry. Geez. Clay.com. I run the outbound for Clay.com. One of the things that works really well for them is, instead of talking about all the things that Clay can do, we just pull a case study off their website. You say, hey, I saw the work you did with case study and how you helped them do whatever. If you're trying to find more customers like them, you should use Clay's lookalike tool to be able to find more. I found lookalikes here. Boom, 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 boom. You can find 100 other lookalikes, and you can do it for everybody in your CRM. Could I show you how? And we're literally sending them the lookalikes because I know what the case study is, and then we do a lookalike from the case study. That works really well. I'm not talking about Clay overall and the crazy things Clay can do and all the integrations and everything. I'm literally just talking about, you're successful with this customer. Do you want more of those successful customers? Here's how you can find them. And so then I would call that chunking down, right? And so if your messaging isn't working, that's just one of the ideas that you can start trying to play with. Chunk up. Only talk about the outcomes. Don't talk to people about how you achieve it, because then you start mucking around with everybody else who says that they're an SEO agency or a cold email agency or a staffing and recruiting firm. Just talk about outcomes, because that's what people really care about. And then if maybe the outcomes are too unbelievable, they're not enough, they feel like they're achieving whatever it might be, talk about the individual features as well too, and split up what people find really interesting about your company. And you could try to increase your positive response rates just like that. And that's just one thing to try. Of course, I've got a ton of things on my channel, and this is just one thing that I've been thinking about lately, but I hope you enjoy it.